Yay! We are live. I'm so excited to dive in with how to keep your fitness simple. This is key here, and we are in day one of our um, challenge. So, ladies, I'm so excited to have you. I'm so excited you are here and ready to dive in. So, I'm going to give you guys a second to make sure I see all your comments and I can see y'all here with me. Um, and that way I know y'all are ready to rock and roll. So hold on, let me get my screens all ready to go. It's been a minute since I've done a full live session. So let me see where y'all are at. Make sure I can see your comments because I want to make sure y'all are engaged. So if you are here with me and you are live with me, drop me your absolute favorite emoji right now. Absolute favorite emoji before we dive in. Again, I'm going to make sure I can see all y'all's comments. Looking for the live. Okay, can y'all give me a yes if y'all see me? Okay, where's the comments? Expand video. Hold on. Expand video. Maybe this will help. Okay, I'm so excited here. Where are the logs? I cannot see y'all's comments. Okay. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Let me text Tori and see if she sees me. Hold on 2 seconds. See me in the live. I cannot see y'all's comments. Okay, but we're here, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna roll with it. So y'all just keep commenting, and I'll respond later when I can see all the stuff. So, which is super weird that I'm not able to see the challenge, right? Like I can normally see y'all when I go live on my phone. I'm not normally on my computer. So, okay, hold on. Technical difficulties here. All right. Well, it says I'm live. So we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. And if it's not, then I will download this video and we will go from there. Okay. So Chase here. I am your host of this 4-day challenge. And I am just so glad you're here. I am so glad you're here. I'm so pumped that you have committed to you, that you have decided to take some action right now in your fitness and nutrition journey. I am so proud of you for stepping into this consistency challenge. So, and aligning it with your relationship with Jesus, because I think that is the absolute most important part of the, of the process, right? So, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully, you got in your Bible time at this point. I know we've got some friends here that are from like Alaska, so she's like quite a few different hours. She's like Alaska time, and so you guys are all on different time zones, but get your Bible time in, make sure that you spend some time with the Lord today, and ready to rock and roll. So, okay, I'm not getting any notifications or anything. Can y'all tell me if you see me live? Oh, wait. Hold on. I don't know why I cannot see y'all's comments. That's like the best part of the thing is seeing all y'all engaging with me. Okay, 4-day. Okay, I see y'all commenting, but I don't see. Okay. See, I'm even scrolling the Facebook group and I don't even see my own live in here. Like, isn't that weird? Okay, it says I'm in the challenge. 4-day. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna just send you guys the live later. So and get it uploaded into the Facebook group. So I don't know what is going on with Facebook, but we're gonna go with it and make it happen. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let me get my script and my outline here so I can stay on point, because if I don't, then guess what Chase does? I go over here and start telling all kinds of stuff. So here we go, ladies. Let's jump in. Let's get started with the biggest thing here is how to keep fitness simple. How do we keep fitness simple and actually stick with it? right? So again, I'm Chase, your host here, and we are gonna just tell me in the chat right now who has ever felt like they had to have perfect effort in order to get results. Okay, just drop a one in the chat if you have felt like you had to have a perfect routine to get results. Drop a one in the chat. Okay, or maybe you were consistently second guessing everything you did in your workouts because you aren't seeing real results. Drop a one in the chat if that is you. Okay. Now, a couple of things I want you to know. I see you, and we are going to break. You know what? I'm going to go live on my phone. We're going to do it from my phone and see what the world is happening. Okay, hold on. 4-day. It's totally not even live in here. It's raining. Okay, y'all. I'm usually a lot more on point here. We're going. We're going. We're going. We're going. We're going. Facebook. I just feel really bad. I can't see y'all's comments. Like, that's the whole point of this, right? I want to see y'all engaging with me. So I know that y'all are here with me. 4-day. We're going to do this again. I'm just going to refresh and do it again. Look, it's being. All right. We're doing it again. As I said, I'm going live differently here. So we're just going to live video. Go live. Watch this on replay. Watch it like show up after I hit like end or something. So webcam, let's go, let's go. Yay, I think I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. I got a noise this time. Okay, let's do this. And go live. Here we go. All right, I'm hitting live in the Facebook. I just had to do it twice, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Close. I'm going on live on my phone. We're doing it on my phone. Yay. Okay, live, starting broadcast. Okay. See, it's failing. It's not even going live. All right. You know what? I'm going to record this like you guys are with me, and then I'm going to just drop it in there and edit it later. So I don't know why it is not letting me go live. Tech issues. Okay, we're going to try again. Oh, wait, Tammy just commented something. Oh, she's like, where's the link? I'm like, I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, hold on. My video. see if it goes live this time. Okay, am I live now? Yo, let comments. I can finally see comment section. Holy Toledo. I kept getting so many errors today. Ladies, we are live. We are live. Please drop some comments here so I know that you can finally see this. I'm going to double check over here on Facebook and see if it's streaming. And we're good to go. Let's see if I'm in here. Yay! Okay, ladies, we're here, rocking and rolling. If you were live with me, just drop some comments in the comment section. Just give me some of your favorite emojis right now in the comments. Just drop them in there so I know that you were live with me, so I could see who's here, so I could see who's watching this, all the good things. So if you are watching this on replay, make sure that you comment replay below so I know that you caught this later in the day, and that I know that you were leaning into the value here with the group. Okay. So as you guys know, make sure that you are massively gaining or giving and contributing to this group. Engage in this live video. Make sure that you're engaging with anyone that's posting and asking questions and celebrating each other, because y'all, I'm giving away a daily prize every single day. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are in for that by engaging in the Facebook group. Okay, so proud of y'all for being here. I just want to acknowledge you and celebrate you for being amazing and for taking action in your health and just showing up. Okay, so comment. I haven't seen any comments come in, so please just make sure you comment saying that you were here with me so I could see that y'all are ready to rock and roll. What does it say? Action needed. Close unused applications. All the applications. I'm like, there's 50 million applications. I always have applications open. Ladies, let's rock and roll. All right. Today, we're going to be talking about how to keep your fitness simple and actually stick with it. Okay. So this will be about 15-minute training. Make sure you lean in. Anytime that you are getting any value, drop it in the comment section. Okay. Lean in and make sure, like, if something I say and it lands with you, it resonates with you, drop it in the comments. The more that you engage, the more that you are able to retain and actually implement leaving today's challenge or today's live training. Okay. So welcome to day one. We are kicking off into our 4-day consistency challenge and we are here live. And so just say hi in the comments, do all the things. Cool. Okay. So maybe you're here and you felt like you have had to be perfect in your results. If that is you and you feel that you have to be perfect to get results, give me a 1 in the chat. If you feel like you have to be perfect, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. If you feel that you constantly, if you are second guessing yourself, every single thing that you're doing in your workouts because you aren't seeing results, drop me a 1 in the chat. If you're constantly second guessing yourself, like you're like, I'm doing all these workouts, but I'm not seeing results. Am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? Let me follow this. Maybe do it. If that is you, drop me a 1 in the chat. Okay. Drop me a 1 in the chat. Hopefully y'all are engaging because I'm not getting any notifications right now. So, oh, yay, notifications. Yay. Okay, good deal. They're coming in. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, tech is so crazy sometimes. Okay, so I just want to start with why, with a little bit of my background story. So you're probably like, Chase, I've been following you for a little while, or some of y'all are brand new to my space. And so I just want to share a little bit about my story before we jump into this entire 4 weeks or 4 weeks, 4 days. And I want you to know why I care so much about this topic and why consistency is so important. So for me, I didn't grow up with any real nutrition education or any conversation around nutrition. I grew up on chicken and cheese quesadillas, ramen, the chicken ramen, and sweet tea, and then grilled cheese. Like that is basically what we ate. Food was more about just like convenience, quickness. I came from a single household. My mom was single like almost my entire life. And she was a teacher. So you guys know, like being a single parent on a teacher salary, that was basically it. Food was about convenience and not necessarily nourishment. Those are still my comfort foods, by the way, and chips and salsa. So, but eventually that kind of caught up with me because after doing finishing cheer and finishing high school, got into college, did all those things, I realized like in my early 20s, I was at my lowest point. And I remember standing in the dressing room of this, like, I had to buy I was wearing a pink shirt and I had to buy new pants. They are the biggest size pants I ever had to buy. They're the biggest size pants that I had ever worn. And I felt disgusting. I felt ashamed. And I felt like I wasn't even myself. Like I did not, I felt it was like an outer body experience. I was like, who is this person? So that was my first experience with like being like overly like fatigued and like just not me. And from that point, this is like in 2011. I then switched I joined a boot camp class. I had a breakup with a guy, and it went from being this like 30, 35 pounds overweight to then I was like 120 pounds. And people were like, you look so good. You look so good. But in the backhand of that, like I was taking probably too much Adderall and I felt like trash. And that's when, like, right around that time, I met my husband. We moved to Houston, like all the things. And then eventually I got pregnant. Okay. So there's a few things that happened in there. There's a couple of years, but I realized that after like having kids and when I got pregnant, I was like, oh my gosh, these extremes that I have around food is not what I want to teach my child. I did not want to have this like crazy, I didn't want her to experience what I had experienced and having no education around food, no education around her body, and having her feel like she had to control every single thing that she was doing. So I did have kids. I've had three girls, and so I've worked out all through all three pregnancies, um, all those kind of things. Did the whole process all these last couple of years, and but I went from that extreme to like, from overweight to super under eating, having one sweet tea a day, to then like, okay, we're kind of doing this well, but then I got caught up in this. Everything was I thought everything had to be like toxin free and clean and perfect. And there's still a lot that I believe in some of those things, but I fell down that entire rabbit hole of fear-based food content and like crying in grocery stores, crying down in my pantry. And I believe that everything that I was doing, if it wasn't perfect, I basically was ruining my entire family. Like I thought I was going to like kill my family. Like that's how deep this was resonating with me. And maybe you can relate here. Maybe you're like, Chase, I know exactly what you're talking about, right? Where you've tried everything. You've tried the beach body, the master cleanse, the trending diets, the shake programs. Look, I lived that life and I did all of that too. I overtrained. I did boot camps. I did double workouts. I trained for marathons, and majority of it was driven by control and perfectionism, had nothing to do with like actually like putting it into my space. Okay. And none of those things worked because I was chasing extremes instead of trying to build a rhythm and routine within my household. So if that resonates with you, drop a heart in the comments. If any of that story hits home, if any of that story like lands on your heart, just drop me a heart in the comments. And let's unpack a little bit about what doesn't work. Okay. So obviously I shared a little bit about my own story, but I've been in the fitness and nutrition world since 2011. And it's been years and years of constant education and learning and working with clients for a long time. And so let's get really clear about what doesn't work, because most women are getting stuck in this component here. And if it's resonating with you, I want you to drop it in the comments. Make sure you put it in the comments with what's hitting home, so that I can, see what's going on. Cool. So if you are overcomplicating, so this is number one, overcomplicating everything. If you think you need to have 12 exercises per muscle group or 90-minute workouts to see actual results, let's stop doing that. That is not the case. You do not need to be doing all these fancy, fancy, fancy things to get your body to respond. There's actually a research journal of strength and conditioning shows that actually only 3 to 4 compound movements per week is just as effective and sometimes more effective than this long, high volume type routines. Okay. So what that's saying is more isn't better. You just have to be better at the better. All right. Just be better. Better is better. Okay. That's number one. Number two, thinking more is better. Okay. More is always better. I just have to do more. I used to believe that if I wasn't working out twice a day or even just like dripping in sweat or my watch didn't tell me I had so many amounts of calories burned, that it wasn't good enough. Okay. Let me hear that again. My calorie counter telling me like telling me whether or not like I did it well enough. Like that is absolutely absurd. Okay. And I used to believe that. I used to think that if I'm not working out hard enough or dripping in sweat, that it doesn't count. It's not good enough. And that comes from competitive cheer. Like if it's not perfect, if you're not sweating, if you're not like going hard enough, like you're not like you guys know in competitive cheer, you have to be extra. Like all of your motions have to be big and heavy and like precise. So perfectionism is key, right? That's what I was trained to do. So, but and if you're looking at the science aspect of this, overtraining is going to be increasing your cortisol levels, your stress hormone, which is actually slowing down your fat loss. And most of you, what you put on your forms when you registered for this is that you want to be toned, you want to build strength. Okay. And by doing those type of workouts, you are slowing down the fat loss and you're impairing your muscle gain process anyways. And it's disrupting your sleep. So again, also things that you guys put in your form of like, I just want more energy. I'm like, well, if you're doing the things that is opposite of getting you the results that you're wanting, like, what are we doing here? Right. And so these are very common mistakes that we are doing. And especially as you get into your later 30s, like later 30s, early 40s, like these are things that you have to really start paying attention to. Okay. So more does not mean better. And then the third component here is why it does what doesn't work is tying your worth to your performance. And I'm going to raise my hand here. I am key in doing this. So many of us measure our worth by calories that were burned, how perfectly we followed the plan. But perfectionism isn't really leading to progress. It's actually going to be leading to you burning out. Okay. Perfectionism is the thing that is going to like tear you apart. Okay. And there's women that struggle with perfectionism. Raising my hand, I am the ask any of my people that have been following me for a while, you know that this is part of my thing. Even Tori, also guys, if you haven't met Tori yet, she'll be in the group throughout the day, but she is on my team and she knows too. Like I struggle with this. I'm like, hey, am I being too a little extreme? And she's like, yeah. Okay. So those are things I want you to think about. They can experience it, potential disordered eating, exercise addiction, and even like chronic stress. And I mostly lean into this chronic stress. It's like this whole thing back up in your head of like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I didn't do it right. Okay. And that is why in my coaching program, we say rhythms over rules. And Britt is one of my clients. She can, if she's listening to this right now, she can attest to this. Rhythms over rules. Okay. Because it's better to create a rhythm in your household than having these strict rules of things that you have to follow. Okay. Progress over perfection. And I'm sure you guys have heard that before. Okay. If any of this sounds familiar, drop me a fire emoji if you can find it. Fire emoji. Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Okay. I still can't find y'all's comments, but I have no idea where they are. I'm hoping you guys are engaging. I still don't know where the comments are. Okay. So here's what's actually works. You guys are like, okay, Chase, but you've shared your story, what you struggled with. And now like we've talked about things that, most women are doing, right? Which doesn't work. Doesn't work. Those things do not work. Those three components do not work. Here's what actually works. Okay. Whew, this is where all the change happens and the transformation happens and helps you getting into this like where it becomes natural and it becomes just like who you are and what you do. Okay. So simplicity and consistency. So you don't need to train 6 days a week to change your body composition, right? You do not need to do that. And I've had women share before where it's most women say like, oh, well, if I'm not training every single day, like I'm not doing enough. I'm like, that's not true. You can have movement every day. Like I go on walks with my girls all the time. We ride bikes, we do scooters, which I'm not on a scooter, but y'all get the point, right? You do not need to train 6 days a week to change your body composition. Strength training 2 to 3 times a week can improve your muscle and strength by themselves. And it ups your adherence. Okay. Adherence basically means consistency, meaning you are adhering to the process. You are doing what you need to be doing. So 2 to 3 times a week is going to help you show up more consistently week and week and week after week. And you have 40% higher rates than if you were to follow a 5, 6 day plans. Because here's what happens. You get sick kids, you get sick, there's a death in the family, you're traveling. And if you are trying to live a 5 to 6 day workout plan every single week, it is putting yourself up for not being able to stick to the process. So strength training 2 to 3 times a week can improve your muscle significantly. Okay, so fewer sessions can, and that you can repeat, is going to give versus an unrealistic plan that is going to ultimately lead to quitting or missing a week or two, which we don't want that. Okay. And I know we're not talking about nutrition here, but I am going to like kind of tap into this, but whole foods without obsession. So I do teach macros. Okay. I do use macros as a tool, as a short-term awareness process, because and not necessarily something that we have to track forever. You have to put everything in your thing, in your app, in order to see success. And if I believe, and if you have read that our simple nutrition guide that I shared in this Facebook group, if you have not, make sure you go check that out, because I share the exact methods and frameworks that we use inside my coaching program to teach you guys. Okay. So I laid out some of those simple little nutrition strategies that we do inside my coaching programs. Okay. But it's basically God made it, we consume it. Whole foods without obsession. Yes, there is a time and a place for macros and awareness and understanding that. But when you start building more of like balanced plates where you've got protein, carbs, fats, fiber, you are nourished, you feel good, you've got energy, instead of getting into this space of like, going too long without eating, or only eating something that's not going to keep you full longer. Like, it's a whole thing. So, but if you sticking to whole foods, and I know we're going to dive into nutrition a little bit later, but these are the things that are actually going to be working. Okay. Next up, we've got progressive overload and tracking. Random workouts is going to give you random results. I'm going to say that again, and I say this a lot in my content. Random workouts is going to give you random results. Yes. Y'all are probably like, what? Yes. Okay. So progressive overload is the number one driver in muscle growth for fat loss, and also muscle growth for like long term. So even if fat loss isn't your like ultimate goal right now, that's fine. But every single one of you that joined this program had something to say about your body composition in your form when you registered. Okay. And that's why I was like, I had that question on here, because I want to make sure these conversations are tailored to what you guys need. And you said, again, it's progressive overloading is teaching you to track and gradually increase your weights, reps, and intensity over time. Okay. That is the absolute best way to, again, gain muscle and drop body fat. And again, if fat loss is not your thing, the muscle gaining process and having muscle mass on your body is ultimately going to take you further health wise. Okay. So even if you were to take fat loss out of the picture, weight loss out of the picture, and you only focus on having more muscle on your body in order for you to live a sustainable, healthy life going into your 50s and 60s and 70s. Okay. And I'm just going to say this. My grandma used to work, like, she doesn't do 5 a.m. workouts anymore, but for years, my grandma did 5 a.m. workouts, and she was 78 here in my backyard throwing 50-pound mulch bags in my backyard. And I've got pictures to prove it. Like, her and I are throwing rocks. We put out rocks to build out my whole entire garden bed. Okay. So that's how I want to live. I want to be throwing 50-pound mulch bags when I am retired and hanging out with my great grandkids. Heck yes. And that's why muscle growth and following a progressive overload strategy is going to help you long term. It's with bone density and injury prevention. Okay, so progressive overload and tracking. Next piece here is accountability and community. You guys are leaning right into it right now. You are 65% more likely to hit a goal when you have an accountability partner, and 95% more likely if you've got ongoing check-in support. You are 95% more likely to stick to what you've got going on when someone's checking on you. What? I know, it's crazy, right? And the next piece here is grace over guilt. You don't need to have perfect weeks. You don't need to have a restart every 5 seconds when you're falling off. No, you need to have a constant, like, okay, I'm just going to give myself grace today, and I'm going to lean into how I can make a better decision next time. Okay. And when you combine all of these little pieces, your fitness becomes more of like a rhythm. It's more part a routine. It's more part of like who you are and what you do, instead of it being like the next thing on the checklist or the next thing that you have to do. And I just want to share my story. I have a client named Ashley. She worked like 60-hour weeks, and she came in and she lost in her first 5 months 40 pounds. 40 pounds. Okay. She came in, she rocked and rolled. She, again, working a high performing job, high demand. And we didn't even do like 6 days a week. She was only doing 3 full body workouts every single week. She focused on whole food eating that she loved, all the foods that she liked, because macro eating allows you to eat the foods you love. And then she had her weekly check-ins. And her, again, like that's amazing results. She lost inches around her waist. She's gaining muscle. She felt good and in her body. And she was like, I care about what my kids are viewing me as. And she was like, I've got no energy and I feel like crap and I don't want to feel like this anymore. And so she stepped into the program and her results were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And so this just isn't about you. Again, guys, if any of this is resonating with you, please drop a 1 in the comments. If you're getting any value, drop a 1 in the comments. Hopefully y'all are responding. I can't see nothing. Tomorrow I'm going to work on that. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. So when you build sustainable rhythms, you are modeling freedom. You are modeling like, that you care for your body and that like you're not leaving in this like shame and guilt rhythm. Okay. You are leaning into how good God designed you to already live. And I used to think that controlling everything made me better, a good mom. It's not true at all. I still struggle with control, guys. So I am not like, we are all here learning and it's all we are all imperfect. And I've just learned that the best thing I can do for my girls is to show them how to balance it, right? Show them how to do it all. And even though we do things in excellence over here in my house, like it's for them, right? Like I want them to see those things and I want them to see me showing up consistently, not only for myself, but for you guys, for my clients, for my job, like this business that we got running. Like those are all things that we're leaning into, and why it matters for your family, right? And when you are in the best version of you, like you can show up the best version for them. All right. So this is, if you were in a space right now where you're like, oh my gosh, like what is that one thing that you can, focus on this week? I know we've got a couple of different tasks to do every week. You've got your Bible time, you've got the live training, you've got your workout, you've got the nutrition. Like there are a lot of components that go into it. And yes, we are going a little bit of hard this week, but when you step into like the community around you, you don't need a diet. You just have to have this rhythm that consistently flows with your day. Okay. Well, if you're thinking, yes, 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 and yes, this totally sounds like me, everything resonated. Guys, I also dropped a link in the comments where you can book your fitness call or your fitness consult call. So if you have not done that, you guys can click that link, get on the schedule. I want to make sure we look at where you are now, what's keeping you stuck, how to create a rhythm that aligns your faith, your values, and your real life. And I want to make sure that you have support in that. Okay. So I'm so proud of you guys for showing up today. This is not about being perfect. It's about really creating that consistency, creating the intention, having where you lean in and put your efforts, that space will continue to, show up. Okay. Tomorrow, we've got I think tomorrow's a nutrition reset tomorrow. So you guys are going to be really excited to lean into that one. But before you go, drop your biggest takeaway in the group. So don't post it in the comments. I want you to get off of the live. Everyone's going to go post their biggest takeaway in the comments, or not in the comments, in the Facebook group. And I want you to tag me in your biggest takeaway. And I will see you guys here tomorrow. Hopefully I won't have any, what is it called? The technical issues tomorrow, but love you guys. And I'm so proud of you so far for showing up. Stay in it, lean in, and support one another. I will be dropping our winner this evening for our most engaged client. So let's get rocking and rolling, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.